Periscope community, what's happening? I'll give everybody a few moments here to check in if there's anybody viewing at all on this beautiful Monday morning. Want to know how everybody's feeling and talk about time. And I have the windows closed for lighting purposes. How is everybody doing today? All right, I don't see anybody joining, but I'm going to go ahead and start. My name is Snapp. I am the owner of a company called Inspire Me Solutions, and we do project management consulting, productivity coaching, and when I say we, I mean me, because I am a solopreneur. I like to say we, because at some point in time I will have we, and that's a little bit about what I'm going to talk about today. So today, I would like to also tell you that one thing, I'm the host of a show called the Make It Snappy Productivity Show, where I actually coach people about their productivity on air, and also get some productivity experts on. What's going on, Parks? Thanks for joining. So yeah, we coach people on air for the podcast. It comes out every Friday morning. And the other thing we do is get some experts out there to talk about their productivity, because productivity is different for everybody. So that's kind of what this thing's all about. And the other thing I want to invite you to before we kind of get this thing kicked off this morning with the Periscope is Blab. If you guys are into Periscope, you might be into Blab. It's pretty much exactly like Periscope, except for there's 4 people on talking. So always looking for interesting people to join me on Blab, blab.im/The Snappy Show. That's on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. So the value of your time. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. You know what was interesting is I started this company 8 months ago is the shift from the employee mindset to the entrepreneurial mindset. And whether you want to believe it or not, they're completely different. What's up, see what I'm saying? Thanks for joining this morning. So the employee mindset versus the entrepreneurial mindset are completely different. And it was kind of eye-opening to me. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you on. It was eye-opening to me because, you kind of go in with this like employee mentality when you first start your business, where you are expecting a paycheck. I mean, the paycheck comes through. And for me, I had a lot of money saved. What's going on, Satch? Thanks for joining. And it was like, okay, well, yeah, I'm going to go do my thing, and I'm going to pull from the savings and, that kind of stuff, and the money will come. Well, it was very quickly evident to me that an employee mindset versus entrepreneurial mindset are different, because now your paycheck is not there unless you do something. So the value of your time became very, very apparent of how you need to value the time and make every moment count. Now it's a balance, because you want to create relationships, and you don't want to do this thing for money, because you got in a business for other reasons other than money. Hopefully, if you did just get into your own business just for the money, then maybe it's a matter of, okay, reevaluating like what the purpose of the business is and how you can make it more purpose driven versus just, going after the money sort of thing. But valuing every moment that you have as an entrepreneur is a completely different frame of mind, frame of reference. So, like for example, this morning I worked out from 7:10 to 7:45, and that cost me money. But I realized after 8 months of this thing that when I'm not working out, I'm feeling like garbage, right? So I'm not all that productive. And if I'm not productive, then I'm not able to do anything for the business. So when I work out and get done with that, I feel good about myself. And hopefully you guys can't hear the lawnmower in the background, so that's really cool. 8 o'clock in the morning, somebody's mowing the lawn, distracting the old Periscope. But yeah, that was a conscious choice that I made, that, okay, I'm going to work out. It might not be for the hour and a half that I was used to doing as an employee, but I'm going to do it for 35, 40 minutes and really get the most out of it that I possibly can, because I know it's going to improve my performance long term. The other thing is just like this admin stuff that we do as entrepreneurs. It's really, really hard for us to kind of let go of this admin work, but it kind of hit me between the eyes when I realized that I was giving up work. I was giving up billable hours at a very good rate, and I started doing my research and realizing I could hire somebody to do some of the stuff that I really don't like doing anyway, which I feel is not the best use of my time. I could hire somebody out for a very reasonable rate, and I'm talking about like overseas virtual assistant kind of rate for like $7 an hour is what it kind of comes out to, sometimes even cheaper. And here I am spending up to, and I don't want to start putting money type figures out there, but like way over 3 digits per hour, right? I could earn that. So why would I be doing these things that I don't necessarily enjoy, that aren't really the best use of my time, when I could outsource that? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, because it takes discipline to do that. You actually need to understand your process and document it so you can communicate and lead somebody to be able to do the work the same way you can. So that's the first step, documenting and outlining everything that you possibly can do, like these different things, these admin tasks that you're doing, even if it's as simple as checking email and the way that you process email, documenting all that stuff down as quickly as, not as quickly as possible, but in great detail, to where you can hand that off to somebody and have them do the work and teach them how to think like you. That's hard to do as an entrepreneur. Like yeah, you want to think that you can do it yourself, but honestly, man, if you're making $150 an hour doing something, honestly, if you worked on a project where at any time you can get, you can earn even $50 an hour, like why would you want to do that work yourself when you can have somebody else do it? The other thing is, like, if you're starting a side business, right? Like, you want to do it all yourself too, because okay, you're working full time. Like you want to be able to either get up earlier and get this thing built. But when you're working a side business and you have a full-time job, you're working 8 hours a day minimum, and you're trying to build something on the side, then like there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do. One, you have the comfort of you actually probably have a little bit of disposable income that you can use to help somebody get this thing going for you. Two is you just don't have the time, that you do if you're full-time in this thing. And it's really easy to think that, okay, I'm working full time, so I can only progress this side business along the way to a certain point, and then I'm gonna have to quit and do it. And that was kind of my mindset, and there's definitely value to that. But if I would have had the outsourcing mindset of like, what can I team up and use other people and pay other people to do, and not be scared about doing this, I think that the side business could have got kicked off a lot sooner than it actually did, or the side business, the actual business. So I really encourage you guys to think about, okay, if you're thinking about a side business, understand how much do you want to make on that side business per hour, right? If you have an idea that can generate a fair amount of income, or whatever that income might be, compare that to what you can pay somebody to do that work, and then it's a matter of getting over the fear to pull the trigger and do it. So I've done it a couple times now with getting my podcast show edited. The next step is going to be doing some more admin work, actually getting a virtual assistant overseas, probably be in the Philippines, to actually do that work for me and knock out some of these tasks where I know that, okay, I'm doing like show notes, for example, or processing email, and all the different things that I'm doing that just I really, really don't enjoy. Things like this Periscope I do enjoy. So how can I do more of the kind of stuff that I feel like adding value and earning income, coaching clients, and helping companies improve their processes and things like that? How can I do more of that and less of the admin stuff is the point. So if you guys have any questions, I'd love to help bounce ideas, be a sounding board for you to bounce ideas off of. Do you guys have any questions about outsourcing and things you might be able to outsource that you might just want to run by somebody and talk about? I'll open up the floor to the Periscope audience. And while I wait for anything to come in, anybody that's viewing, any questions you guys might have, please come join the Blab on Wednesday at 9 p.m. I love the Blab format. It's very similar to Periscope. It's I get a little bit of a break, per se, because I have somebody else out there to help and get the conversation going. So it's blab.im/The Snappy Show. That's Wednesday at 9 p.m. Talk. I'm not really sure what talk means from an outsourcing perspective, but yeah, I'm talking now. And I don't see any questions coming in, so please, if you do have questions, you can feel free to check me out at nick@thesnappyshow.com. We'll check out the app for tracking my time. Oh yeah, the app. The one I've been using is A-Time Logger, A-Time Logger 2. That's definitely a good way to get started when you're trying to figure out what you're spending your time doing. That's actually the first step. Is a good point. May help with outsourcing, actually tracking your time in detail and knowing like how much time you're spending on certain tasks is invaluable information. So yeah, definitely check out that task. And it'd be really interesting if anybody's out there is an employee and you actually started outsourcing some of your employee tasks. I really, really want to hear that, because I've heard stories about people doing that, and hasn't been looked on exactly favorable from like the employer perspective. But gosh, man, if you're an employer and your employee is outsourcing basic tasks so they can put more time into doing things that matter, so they can like leave work on time, that is such an innovative employee. You better hold on to that person as much as you possibly can. So that if you guys have any stories about outsourcing your employee time, please bring them to my attention. But if you have any questions, like I said, email me at nick@makeitsnappyshow.com, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday, doing these things every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. So you guys have a very productive week, and I will see you then. Thanks.